Yes, Michael. Good morning, everyone. Okay, so now let's continue with our embryogenesis, the last part of embryogenesis, which is the organogenesis. Okay, now organogenesis is a process which organ rudiments develop from the three germ layers after gastrulation. Right, organ rudiments means the major organs like our limbs. So, what happens in organogenesis? Cells from two or three germ layers participate in formation of a single organ. For example, okay, means one organ can be formed from cells that came from two germ layers, or maybe from all three germ layers. So cells from maybe all three germ layers, they interact to form a single organ, for example. Now in chordates, organogenesis begins with neurulation. Okay, now neurulation is the formation of the notochord and the hollow dorsal nerve cord, right? Or simply you can you can say that neurulation is the formation of notochord and nerve cord. Now, at 8 weeks, right, the embryo is called fetus. Okay, so embryo develops into fetus that connected to the placenta by the umbilical cord that has blood vessels. Right, fetal development divided into 3-month trimesters, and during the first trimesters, okay, the fetus form most of its organs, and in the second and third trimesters, okay, is characterized by growth and enlargement of the fetus. So I mean to say, during the first 3 months, okay, is crucial for the formation of the organs of the fetus. Right, second and third trimester, meaning to say on the 4th month until 9th month, okay, it is the growth and enlargement of the fetus. Now, let's continue with organogenesis. Right, so we know the outcome of the gastrulation. We have 3 germ layers, which is the ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm. Right, now in neurulation, what happens? Notochord forms from this mesoderm. So you can see in this mesoderm here, this is the notochord, right? And this notochord is visible after gastrulation is complete. Now, what is this notochord? Okay, notochord is a flexible rod that is located along the dorsal midline in the embryos of all chordates. Dorsal means belakang, ventral ialah depan. Now, after notochord is formed, right, what happens? This dorsal, right, this dorsal ectodermal cell, right, dorsal ectodermal cell will elongate and thicken. Okay, when this dorsal ectodermal cells elongate and thicken, okay, it will form the neural plates. Okay, neural plate. Now, the cells of this neural plates, okay, will fold together to form the neural groove. Okay, now class, this is the dorsal ectodermal cells, this dark blue structure here, right, not the whole thing. Earlier I circled the whole thing. Okay, there is a misconception. This is the ectoderm, right, ectoderm, and this is the ectodermal cells, the dorsal ectodermal cells that came from the ectoderm itself. Right, so now the cells of the neural plate will fold together to form the neural groove. Now we have this neural groove. Next, this neural groove will eventually close, right, close to form the neural tube. You can see the neural tube here, okay, which is a hollow tube, and this neural tube will develop into brain and spinal cord. Next, as the neural tube closes, okay, or formation of the neural tube completed, some of the cells, right, from the dorsal margin of the neural tube will differentiate say some of the cells from the neural tube will differentiate into neural crest. You can see this neural crest here. Okay, and this neural crest, all right, is a migratory cells that forms a variety of structures. Okay, and this neural crest is the characteristic of vertebrates. These notochords, okay, will develop into vertebral column, which is your backbone. So senang saja kan? It's not that difficult. Okay, on organogenesis. Right, neural plate eventually become neural tube, which will develop into brain and spinal cord. Okay, and then the notochord will develop into the vertebral column or tulang belakang. Right, so this diagram here, this chart here shows you, okay, from zygote we have blastula, and then we have gastrula, right? Okay, from gastrula we have the three germ layers, right? Endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm, right? And from ectoderm we have this structure. Okay, from mesoderm we have this structure, and from endoderm we have this structure or outcome. Okay, and then from the endoderm just now I mentioned that we have the ectodermal, the dorsal endodermal cell, right, which eventually become the dorsal nerve cord and eventually develop into the brain and spinal cord. And then the neural crest, remember, right? So these are some of the outcomes of the neural crest, right? Okay, so that's it for today. Okay, thank you, bye.